Hi guys, welcome to another Monkey Pie cooking lab. Mike's cooking today in his snazzy new apron.
Yeah. You know what I'm missing though is like the hipster beard and like a full sleeve tattoo. Then I look like I belong in a kitchen or a barista at like a coffee house. Kimchi is sort of like the Korean staple. I figure we'll do a basic recipe today. It's like a Korean fermented, usually done with cabbage side dish, what we call banchan, which is like a lot of small dishes.
Kimchi, I love kimchi. It's the only thing I love cabbage in.
I don't even know why I ask you anymore. I know you're more Asian than me. You can make them with a bunch of different ingredients like radish, but today we're gonna do the very traditional kind. I'm gonna show you a basic Napa cabbage kimchi. We need about a tablespoon of ginger. We have about one small onion or half a large one. We have a little bit of Fuji apple. You can make it without the apple. You can use Korean pear, but I want a little sugar in there for the fermentation process. You're gonna need a lot of sea salt, and that's just to prep the Napa cabbage.
Oh my.
You want about like 10 cloves of peeled garlic, which we've already done. This is about like half a cup of gochugaru, which
gochugaru?
Yes, gochugaru, very good. You know what that is, right?
Red pepper flakes?
Yes, yes, good. You need shrimp paste for this.
Yeah.
And I have a Filipino version, it's called bagong. I think there's like 12 O's in that, bagong.
Bagong.
Bagong. As a kid, I could never say, it's actually just called bagong. But as a kid, I think I struggled with that. That and the word banana. I didn't know when to end. So I would say banana, nana, nana, nana.
So you don't do well with repeating letters.
I don't do well with words. And then you want a couple tablespoons of fish sauce. And then about like a half a tablespoon of soy sauce. We have a little bit of Asian chives here. Shredded carrots, this is optional. You can also use shredded Korean daikon. Today we're just gonna use some shredded carrots. It adds a little bit of sweetness to offset the heat, which we'll also get from the apple. First thing you wanna do is you wanna just take the outer core out, the outer layer. You could disregard that.
Ooh, okay. So how can you tell if it doesn't look good?
Because I see like little spots and stuff. You know?
Oh, okay.
Don't be afraid of the knife. As long as it's sharp, you're safe. So you want to go part way down on the Napa cabbage and then just pull. So you don't want to cut all the way through because then you'll cut through the leaves. So this is just what I like to do.
Okay.
Right? So we'll do the same there. Make a little cut there. Why don't you grab that and split it? Just tear it apart like you're...
Ooh, this is going to be fun.
Yeah, there you go. Take a whole lot of sea salt.
So much salt.
Yes, and you want to open up these layers, right? And you want to sprinkle the salt in there. After you salt each individual layer, you want to go ahead and cover it up, stick it in the fridge, wait at least 6 hours. You'll see this stiff cabbage just really wilt and loosen up and just excrete all of the moisture that's in here. I let this sit overnight. And you can see that the cabbage really wilted. We rinsed all of that sea salt off and then squoze as much of that moisture out of the cabbage. But you can see that.
It looks so squishy.
Yeah, definitely. Go ahead, go ahead. I know,
it is squishy.
I know. I think you were the one in elementary school just squeezing all the clay and putty and
I was.
Things like that. You ate glue too, I bet, right?
Well, that was the boy in front of me.
Okay, so this is that. Now what we can do is go ahead and make the kimchi paste. We're gonna blend everything in a food processor. I like to do it in a blender to get a more smooth paste, but this should work as well. So why don't you go ahead and add the apples.
Okay.
Great, 10 cloves of garlic, ginger, right?
I love ginger.
Onions, and then you can add the rest of the ingredients, everything except for the shredded carrots and the chives.
Okay.
Were you a fan of kimchi like from the beginning? Like when you first had it, or did you have to really? Damn, you really are more Asian. I refused to eat kimchi growing up.
Really?
It was too spicy, it was too red, it was too vegetable. Just imagine this scenario. Little Asian boy, lunchtime, and you take out this like bento box, kimchi that just permeates like through the room.
Kids don't like smelly things.
Yeah, I know. Now we can appreciate it. People like David Chang are out there really like pushing forth the Korean food.
Yes.
We've got that going on. All we have to do is just blend everything up. So this is what we got right here, the little Korean paste. If you could add the carrots and the chives into here.
Okay.
What's very important too, these kimchi gloves.
Ooh.
Very cheap, and you get them in like Asian markets, and it's like helped me throughout the whole coronavirus
Doubles as your COVID gloves?
Yeah, because they're nice, cheap, and disposable gloves, but they come in handy because kimchi is very strong and pungent, and you don't want to have kimchi hands all day. I quartered the Napa cabbage and kept it intact, right? I didn't cut it off at the root, right? Because I want it to hold together. Now, I don't have any data on this about it tasting better, but this is a little bit more traditional way of doing it, is leaving it hold rather than pre-cutting everything. Okay. Tradition. Okay, my mom made it this way. I'm going to make it this way. Most Korean ajimas make it this way. And you want to take a little bit of this paste and you want to put it in between every one of the layers. So the last thing you want to do after you've completely submerged, covered, pasted, spackled, whatever we call it, these cabbage leaves, is you want to let it ferment. So I like to leave it in room temperature, put it in a glass jar. You really want to kind of stuff it. So we're probably going to need multiple jars for this. Really squeeze and push and try and get rid of as much of that airspace. Then maybe put a little sheet of plastic wrap, cover it up, don't close it too tight. You want some room for the gas to escape. Okay. And then from there, it's really up to your tastes, right? I don't like kimchi personally too fermented, where it's like very bubbly and like soda poppy. So I personally, in a normal home environment, will leave it out in the kitchen counter for 2 or 3 days. You're gonna see bubbles pop up. It might spill a little across the side, so just wipe that up. And after 3 days, I'll stick it in the fridge, and then you're good to go for months. Just, you know, try a little piece every couple of days, see if it's what you like, and then stick it in the fridge when you're satisfied. That was pretty easy, right?
Yeah, that was easier than I expected.
Kimchi, not that bad. No, easy to make. Healthy for you, right? Probiotics, that's all the rage, right? That's like a super popular word, right? Yeah. That's it.
And you just need to leave it on the counter for a long time.
So don't spend $10 for a jar at your Korean market. Why don't you go get some ingredients, spend some time with a loved one.
And the jars are much smaller.
Paste and, and make some kimchi. So I enjoyed making this dish. Hope you got something out of it. That's it. Here we are doing the best we can to try and be good on camera, and you say, let's do it again, it's too much like lollygagging. Are you David Fincher? You know? Are you Christopher Nolan? Do you have that sort of like weight that you can just do that to your stars? Monkey Pie Labs.